What's going on, guys? I'm going to try this again. Last video was 30 minutes long. I just shot it, just recorded it, and it got way off track. And I don't want it to get off track, but today is February the 8th, 2023, and it's a very special day. Or not a very special day, but it's a special day. Last year, I took one of the biggest risks. My wife, we had talked about it for probably about a year and a half now, 2 years, about me quitting my job to chase this YouTube dream. And last year, this time, we were in Myrtle Beach. My oldest daughter is in Beta Club, and they were at the state nationals. I remember one of the skits was talking about chasing your dreams, going after your dreams, and we had talked about it previously for I don't know year and a half, on and off. And my wife was like, "Listen, you're gonna have to make the decision. It's up to you." She's like, "I know you can do it." That scares me the most. And it made me the happiest, but it scared me the most because, okay, the ball's in my court. What am I going to do? You know what I mean? That's the only thing I was scared of, was the risk. Like the YouTube boat and the money I was making through YouTube alone was at the dock. That boat was at the dock. It was empty. Nobody was in it. I was at the dock with the other boat, which was my job. And all I had to do was step off of that boat onto the dock to get into the other boat. Okay, that's the only thing I had to do. The job I was working, I was making great money with. I thought I was making great money, especially for somebody without a college education. But I was working a career, and I say a career because I showed up. I had a nice role. I was an assistant administrator for our town's local water department. We had about 13 to 15 employees. We had about 3,500 accounts, and my boss was actually going to be leaving in 23. He was going to be leaving this year, and I was being trained to take over and do the things that he was doing previously for the past 45 years. I didn't hate the job. I actually liked the job because you go in and every single day it's something totally different. So I like that aspect of the job. I liked everyone I worked with. I guess what made me really want to quit was here I am at work at lunch break. Here I am on YouTube. I was watching somebody else's videos. Okay, I'm watching this another person that I subscribe to. Um, Getting home, I had to spend some time with the wife, the kids, getting out in the garage, filming videos for my YouTube channel. And I just knew well, why am I making YouTube videos? Is it just a hobby? Because I was making money with it. I've been making money with YouTube now for since like 2015, and the YouTube money has already caught up to my work money. So I was making more money on YouTube throughout the year than I was making at work. I was just taking that money and I wasn't buying like expensive trucks. I wasn't doing nothing stupid with it. I was really just putting it in the bank, saving it for a rainy day. And I was just stacking that bread as much as I could. Now, of course, we would spend it, we'd go on trips, and uh, I'd bless people if I could on certain instances. I'm not going to get into that, but I was trying to use the money how God wanted me to use the money. I was trying to pay tithes on YouTube money, which was crazy. I'm trying to get started right here. Ever since I was a kid, my parents has been really involved in church. I've not been the best person. I hated going to church as a child, even through a teenager, all that kind of stuff. I didn't think I thought it was silly. I didn't think it was real. But when you start thinking about how that kind of works, it's like they're trying to take Christianity out of schools, but they're not trying to take Buddhism out of schools or whatever. You know what I mean? They're trying to ban Christianity, but they're not trying to ban Islam, which is crazy. It's like they're trying to silence it, and they're trying to silence it for a reason. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna get to that. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna get off of that. That's something else that I could just go down a rabbit hole on as well. As I was making money on YouTube for the past couple of years, I started paying my tithes out of YouTube, and I wasn't paying any tithes from work. Okay, we weren't living paycheck to paycheck. I just wasn't paying tithes. It was one of the things. So every month I would round up how much YouTube made, along with a couple of other businesses that stem off of YouTube. And I say that because I make money in other different ways, not just YouTube, but it's all throughout the internet. And a lot of the businesses may connect with YouTube. So at the end of the month, I was tallying everything I made that month. My wife and I, we don't live a very extravagant lifestyle. Neither one of us have brand new trucks. We're not in a load of debt. The only debt that we have right now is our house. That's the only debt that we have. So I started paying my 10% tithes to church. I didn't ask the Lord for anything in return. I wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna give you your 10%, but you got to give me X of this, or you got to give me that. It don't work like that, guys. The money that was coming from Fentertainment was just like a whole separate account. Okay. And I've never been, it's mine, you can't use it, nothing like that. Okay. It's never been like that. It's always been joint accounts the entire time, but I did keep a separate track of it because I wanted to see exactly what that money was doing, what I spent the money on, what the money was going out for, the projects, anything on the channel. I wanted to see how much money I made at the end of the month or at the end of the week. I like to divide my money up and see how much money I make every month on the hourly or weekly pay or stuff like that. I just had this separate account. It's always been drilled in me to pay your tithes, pay your tithes, pay your tithes. I never would pay it. Okay, I'll be the first one to tell you I never did. So I said, what's it gonna hurt? So I remember sitting there in bed one night and I was like, okay, Lord, we don't ever talk. Here I am. I'm trying something. These tithes I'm giving you. I'm not asking for anything in return. Uh, give me whatever you want to give me, or whatever. So next month, I was making the same amount of money with YouTube. That month, I put all my tithes, gave it to the church. I remember telling the Lord, I said, "All right, I'm doing it again. Okay, and give me what you want to give me. I'm not asking for anything in return. Okay, it don't work like that. It's your money to begin with. I'm just giving it to you." I started finding myself getting humbler, even humbler each day. I don't even know if that's a word. I just made it up. But over time, I've noticed changes in YouTube. I started getting more subscribers, like all of a sudden, okay. And I wasn't doing anything any different, nothing different. I started having more time to upload videos. I started having more content. I started having more ideas. And the following month, paid my tithes again. I said, "All right, Lord, do with this as you will. I don't want anything in return. Give me whatever you want to give me, or however this right here works. If you want to bless me with anything, I understand." And like I was getting blessed with more ideas to make videos. I was getting blessed with more time to make videos. I was getting blessed with just more of a YouTube thing, and it just started to take off. Companies started reaching out, wanting to work with me. Then I remember the first year I made more money on YouTube than I made at work. And I was making pretty good money at work. And I showed my wife at the end of the year, I was like, you realize we just made X amount of dollars off of YouTube this year. And that's more than I make at work. And, we both have pretty good jobs here. And I thought it was crazy. She thought it was crazy. I didn't think nothing of it. I remember going to Beta Club with my daughter at state last year. And they were talking about, one of the skits was like, follow your dreams. You know what I mean? Don't do this, don't do that, but follow your dreams. We'd already had this talk of me quitting work. On the way home from Beta, I was like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. She was like, I told you to do it last year if you wanted to. It's up to you though. You're gonna have to make that call. Nobody can make it for you. The whole risk of quitting your job to chase a dream. I'm 42 years old right now. At the time, I was 40. I was 41. You don't hear many 41-year-olds talk about chasing a YouTube dream. I'm not a big name YouTuber at all. You know what I mean? I'm nobody compared to a lot of people. And I'm fine with that because we're growing, and I like to grow. I like to see progress. I like to make these videos. I like making videos more than anything. I like to talk to you guys. I like y'all's interactions and stuff like that. And at the same time, I was making money. So after like 1 year of paying tithes, the Lord was able to bless me to quit a job, to do something I wanted to do. I don't think it was just coincidence. I don't think so. I worked with some good guys at a water company that didn't want to work at a water company. They had their own side jobs as well. I remember one guy here, he'd always tell me, I'm thinking about quitting my job to do my side job full time. And he just kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it. I would never say that though about YouTube And they all knew I did YouTube, but I'd never say that. I wanted to do it. I didn't want to make, just tell people I could do it. I wanted to do it. There's a big difference in talking a big game versus doing what you want to do. I went back in to work. Boss sat me down, or my administrator sat me down. He says, "All right, Ryan, some things that we got to change here at work. We got to change things up. Some things that you've been doing, some things I've been doing. We need some change." And that was, I had to be the Lord talking. That was like, okay, it's time. I said, that's a relief. And it was like 30 minutes before knock off. I walked outside. I called my wife. I said, it's time. I'm making the decision to quit my job, and I'm doing it first thing tomorrow. Got home, talking about being a basket case. Golly, I was so nervous. I told my parents, I said, all right, I'm doing it tomorrow. They were the ones, my parents and my wife were behind me this entire time. You'd tell some people your plans, they'd think you just crazy as all get out. They said you just stupid. Went to bed. It was very hard to sleep that night. Got up, just like a normal routine. Got ready. I even put on my work boots. I still got my work boots on to today, and they've just got a new hole in them. I'm gonna have to get some new ones. But anyways, I got in about 30 minutes earlier. I went in there and talked to him, my administrator, and he was a big church guy. He was not a mean guy or nothing like that. And I laid it all on the table for him, what has been going on. And he said, I hate to see you go, but I understand. I got home. I started working on a different video. I fixed the heater in my C10 truck, and uploaded that video. That video came out the very next day. I fixed it that day. That was the scariest day of my life. Here I am. I was just thinking, where's my next, are we going to have money for food next month? Are we going to have this? We're going to have that. This whole year, I continue to pay my tithes off of every single penny that I made off of YouTube. Last year, I made the most money in my entire life from YouTube alone. YouTube and all the other companies that are associated with YouTube's. I made more money than I previously made at my last job, and with YouTube added on to it, even more than I made. I still continue to pay tithes because I think the tithes is what got me here in front of you guys. Okay, it's like the Lord gave me the dream of YouTube, but until I started paying tithes on the money I was making from it, it was just stagnant. It was not growing very rapidly. It was not declining. It was just there. But as soon as I started paying my tithes from YouTube, I noticed my channel starts growing. I started having more time. I start having more ideas. I'm starting finding better deals. I just start making more content in general. And I didn't make as much content as I wanted to last year. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but this year I am trying to put content out. I have a goal in mind. I would love to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's one of my goals. I only got like 9,400 subscribers to go. I think we can do that. Do I think we're going to do it with just golf carts? No, I don't. That's why this year is going to change up a little bit. We're still going to be making golf cart content because I still love golf carts. There's still things I want to do with these golf carts, but we're going to get into some other things as well. I really think that would help the channel out and help the channel grow as well. That's my story. That's what's happened over the past year. But yeah, that's the 1 year update. That's the day's video. Appreciate you watching it. And until next time, we'll see y'all later.